wagon almost 150 years ago to Homestead. Patrick and Annie McAllen hadn't been much more than kids when they'd helped start Harmony. Maybe that was why, no matter where she traveled, the little town would always be home. Her roots were here, and maybe, somehow, she'd find a life here. She took a deep breath and smiled. 2 more hours and she'd be able to rest. She'd be in Harmony. By the time she made it downstairs to baggage claim, everyone else on her flight was long gone, and she'd sweated so much her brown curly hair lay plastered as if it were a swim cap. Her Army-issued duffel bag was circling like a homely drunk after last call. I can do this, she set her mind. Grab the bag, drag it the 30 feet to the rent-a-car booth. Somehow, she'd managed to get her right leg in the car and drive with her left. The thought crossed her mind that she was an idiot for not calling Major Catherine Cummings or one of her dozen cousins in Harmony to come get her. But Millanie, as always, had to prove she could handle everything on her own. She'd been that way since she was 19 and lost both her parents within a year. Besides, the Major had married the local funeral director and had a baby since they'd seen each other, and Millanie had no idea what her married name was. They weren't really friends, just 2 soldiers who had a town in common. Millanie had listed Harmony as her hometown, and Catherine had been going there when she retired. And now I'm returning, Millanie thought. Something she figured she'd do after 20 or 30 years in the Army, not after 12. One stranger in a crowd outside an embassy one night had changed all her plans and ended her career. Nothing personal. She was just in the wrong place when he wanted to kill himself. Correction. The wound ended not only her career, but every plan she had ever made. Now she had no direction, no life, and no future in a job she loved. She was simply drifting, and any direction, even Harmony, Texas, seemed a good place to go. As she reached down, trying to balance on one leg while she grabbed for the duffel bag, the strap of her purse slid forward, causing her to miss the handle. "Damn," she mumbled. A laugh came from just behind her. She straightened and turned slowly, shifting her weight to regain her balance. No matter the injury, she'd be ready to fight. 12 years as a soldier didn't wash away overnight. As she'd been trained to do, she sized up the man standing a few feet away. Tall, lean, in his mid-30s with hair too long to be stylish and intelligent eyes behind his dark-framed glasses. A teacher or an accountant by the way he dressed, unarmed, of course, and single, she'd guess. Men who had a woman in their lives gave it away in more ways than wearing a ring. She relaxed and faked a smile. "Sorry." He waved his hands in front of him as if erasing his outburst. "I shouldn't have laughed, but for a moment you looked like you were playing some kind of strange game people waste their money on at the county fair, reaching for the impossible." "You hang out at a lot of county fairs?" she asked, thinking this guy didn't look like he ever left the library or study or lab or wherever geeks like him hid out. She could almost picture a tiny hoarder's apartment with stacks of books serving as tables. He probably drove one of those compact cars that could almost serve as a paperweight when it wasn't puttering along. "I hang around them all the time. Can't stay away from the great fried food." He lied, of course. "How about I grab your bag when it comes around again, as my apology?" She nodded her thank you, guessing he wouldn't be able to lift her bag. But she wasn't a captain in the Army anymore. Maybe she shouldn't be so critical. She must simply look like a woman poorly dressed and stranded in an airport. Maybe she'd play the role all the way to the rent-a-car counter. Then she'd say thank you and he'd leave, thinking he'd done his good deed for them.